Hello friends, non-finite verb. So before studying non-finite verb, it is necessary to understand what is finite verb. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever studied finite verb? Most of you may say no, but here I will tell you that you have studied finite verb. So what is finite verb? Finite verb is the verb that changes. That changes according to the subject or according to the tenses. So haven't we studied tenses? Yes. What is tense? Tense is a form of verb that changes according to the time. So what we have studied? So according to the tense, how verb changes, that we have studied. And when the verb changes, it is finite verb. Now let us see how it changes. Here I have given three examples. I want to write, he wants to write, and they want to write. In all these three sentences, we have changed the subject. First of all, the subject is I in the first sentence. It is first person singular. When the subject is first person singular, what verb I have taken? Want. Secondly, the subject is he. What we have done? First person singular to third person singular, we changed the person. So want became wants. This is the change of the verb, and when the verb changes according to the person, according to the subject, it is finite verb. So we have studied it for many times. Then again we will change the number. Both of these subjects are singular, but here I have taken the subject plural, that is they. They want to write. So again wants became wants. So this is the change. And such changing verb is called as finite verb. Now the tenses. Does the tense change according to the tenses? Yes. Let us see. He saw a dancing doll. He has seen a dancing doll. Saw became has seen. Simple past tense, present perfect tense. We have changed the tense, and this changing verb is nothing but finite verb. In the next sentence we have taken swimming was my hobby. Here in this sentence was will be if. Yes, it can change. So this changing verb is nothing but finite verb. So we have understood it. What is finite verb? Now exactly opposite to finite verb, it will be non-finite verb, isn't it? Non-finite verb is the verb that doesn't change. Non-finite verb is the verb that doesn't change. So let us see these sentences once again. In the first sentence, I want to write, he wants to write, they want to write. There is one verb that did not change. To write, to write, to write. We changed the subject. We changed the person. We changed the number. But to write remains as it is. So it means that it is non-finite verb. The verb that doesn't change according to the subject, according to person, according to number, it is non-finite verb. Here also, let us say, he saw a dancing doll. He has seen a dancing doll. Swimming was my hobby. Now in first sentence, we change the tense, but the word dancing remains as it is, therefore it is non-finite verb. Here also in this sentence, has seen, we change the tense, but dancing remains as it is, therefore it is non-finite verb. Was will be is, but swimming will be as it is, therefore it is non-finite verb. Alright. So as in non-finite verb, we have studied these different examples. In finite verb, we have number of forms of the verbs in different tenses. We have studied 12 tenses. Are there types of non-finite verbs? Yes, there are three types. First is infinitive. Infinitive is made of 2 plus V1. Here in the first section we have taken this example, to write, to write, to write is infinitive. Okay, we have taken the example of infinitive. Second type is gerund. What is gerund? V1 plus ing. V1 plus ing form that works as a noun. That is gerund. Here I have taken the example. Swimming was my hobby. It came in the beginning of the sentence. Therefore, it is working as noun or subject, gerund. Then we have participle. In participle, we have V1 plus ing, ed or en. So it works as an adjective. Here I have taken the examples. He saw a dancing girl. He has seen a dancing girl. So dancing is the word that is modifying doll, right? Therefore, it is participle. So these are the three important types of the non-finite verbs. So out of these non-finite verbs, first we will study infinitive in detail. What is infinitive? Infinitive is 2 plus V1 verb. So as it comes with 2, it is also referred as 2 verb. It is also referred as 2 infinitive. So is it possible that the infinitive will be there but it doesn't come with the 2? Yes, it is possible. When infinitive doesn't come with 2, it is called as bare infinitive. Therefore, here I have written only V1 also. 2 plus V1 oblique V1. Yes, it can come without 2 also. When it comes without 2, it is called as bare infinitive. And where it comes with 2 verbs, 2 infinitive, or opposite of bare infinitive is full infinitive. Yes, the infinitive with 2 is also referred as full infinitive. Now let us see the usages of infinitive. Now first important use. Before that, let us see the example. To find fault is bad habit. So we have studied that the verb that comes with to is infinitive. Therefore, to find is the infinitive. Here our verb is there. So this to infinitive came before is. Anything that comes before is or verb that works as subject of the verb. So the first important use is subject of verb as it comes in the beginning and verb comes afterwards. In the second example we have girls like to sing a song. Okay? Like is the verb. To sing is non-finite verb. To sing is followed by like the verb. Means what? When the infinitive comes after verb, it works as an object of this verb. The second use is object of a verb. Let us see third one. We have his pastime is, right? And lastly we have gamble. So this gamble is infinitive. His pastime is. This is incomplete sentence. To gamble helps this is to complete the sentence. And anything that helps to complete the sentence is called as complement. So here, to gamble, this infinitive works as complement of the verb. The third usage is complement of a verb. Then we have object of preposition. So word preposition is very important. Now, to start is infinitive. So it comes after preposition. Therefore, it is object of this preposition, right? Object of this preposition, object of a preposition. This is the use. Then we have objective complement. This is important one. We saw them play. Again I will underline this part which will be incomplete. We saw them. So the word play helps to complete the sentence. Therefore it is complement. Complement of them. What is them? Them is object. This them is object. They is subject and them is object. Right? So play works as a complement of them. This is important. Bare infinitive. Yes. It came without to. So friends, does infinitive have active and passive form? The answer is yes. Infinitive has active and passive forms also. Now let us see how we can classify this according to active voice and passive voice. We have two tenses. The first, present tense. In both the cases, in both the voices, active and passive voice. The present form is to write. This is the example we had written to write. So this is in present tense, and in which voice? Active voice. The same verb can be used in passive voice in present tense. How? To be written. Okay? To be written is passive form of the to write. Now we have perfect tense. In active voice we have to have written. In passive voice we have to have been written. But remember, these verbs will not change, and therefore they are non-finite verbs. And as they have taken to, they are infinitive. Okay. So here I have mentioned about the bare infinitive. Let us study in detail about the bare infinitive. What is bare infinitive? Bare infinitive is V1. It comes without to, but it doesn't change. Therefore it is infinitive. Now when does it not change? Let us see. The first one is objective complement that we had studied here. Means what? It comes after object. It doesn't take to. It works as complement of the object. Another example. They saw us work. Us is object. Work is complement. It came without to, and it is objective complement. Alright. Now let us see modal auxiliaries. So there are a number of modal auxiliaries, and this is very important. After any modal auxiliary, we use only form of the verb, which V1, first form of the verb. We never use second form of the verb. For example, I can write. Can is modal auxiliary. Write is V1 without to. Infinitive without to is bare infinitive. So I can write. So there are number of modal auxiliaries. Let us see the list. Shall, will, could, may, might, must, should, would. These are the modal auxiliaries. After them only V1 will be there without to. That will be infinitive. But it will be without to, therefore we will call it bare infinitive. Then we have phrases. There are some phrases after which we use only and only bare infinitive. For example, those phrases are had better, would rather, sooner than, rather than. These are the phrases. For example, I have taken this one, had better. You had better leave me alone. So this is the phrase, had better. And after that, which will be there? Leave. We cannot write here left. We cannot write here to leave. So we are using leave without to, that is bare infinitive. What does it mean? After some phrases, we can use only bare infinitive. Then there are some verbs after which also we use bare infinitive only. Those verbs are let, bid, make, dare, need. these are finite verbs. They can change. But after that, we will use only non-finite verbs, which bear infinitive. Let us see. We will take the example of make. I make. It can be, it is finite verb, therefore it can change. I make or made. The children recite the poem. Recite. What is non-finite verb? Recite. It is V1. It is without to. Bare infinitive. So after these verbs, we will have only bare infinitive. So this is all about infinitive. Guys, this topic is very important for competitive exams. All university students, students of HSC and SSC both. Okay. After infinitive, after this video, I will upload another video in which I will discuss about gerund and participles. Very important part of the non-finite verb. And the question remains. What type of questions will be asked in the examination? Yes. In the same video, I will try to cover all the types of exercises that is useful for examination. So keep watching. And this topic is little bit technical. Number of concepts are there. So watch it 2-3 times. You will definitely understand it. Thank you.